Chapter 10 is Like Summer Tempest Came His Tears. Toad ran off as fast as he could go, chased by the men from the car. He was looking back over his shoulder when, splash! He ran straight into the river. Breathless and spluttering, he floated along a little way with the stream, and presently he saw a big dark hole in the river bank. It was Rat's house, and Rat was there to rescue him. As soon as Toad was indoors, he started boasting to Rat about his adventures. "Toad," said Rat gravely, "you go upstairs and take off that old cotton rag, and put on some of my clothes. Now stop swaggering and arguing. I'll have something to say to you later." Toad washed and changed his clothes, and stood looking at himself in the mirror with pride and pleasure. Feeling much better, he went downstairs and ate a large lunch prepared by Rat. When they had both finished eating, Rat told him how the Stoats and the Weasels had taken over Toad Hall. While Toad was away, Rat explained, Badger and Mole had gone to stay at Toad Hall to keep it aired. Then one dark night, bands of Weasels, Stoats, and Ferrets had attacked the house and driven Mole and Badger out into the cold. "I'll jolly well soon see about that," said Toad, grabbing a stick and marching rapidly down the road to Toad Hall. But when he got to the front gate, a yellow ferret with a gun suddenly popped out and fired at Toad. Bang! And a bullet whistled over his head. But Toad was not going to give in. He went back to Rat's house. He got out the boat, and he rowed up the river toward Toad Hall. All seemed peaceful and quiet until, crash! A great stone thrown from the bridge smashed through the bottom of the boat, and it sank. Toad struggled back to tell Rat all about it, and Rat prepared a big supper for him. Just as they finished, there was a knock at the door, and there was Mr. Badger. He solemnly shook Toad by the paw. "This is a poor homecoming," he said. "Unhappy Toad." A little while later Mole arrived too, and they talked about the situation. Badger said, "The Stoats are on guard at every point. It's quite useless to think of attacking the place. They're too strong for us." "Then it's all over," sobbed Toad. "I shall never see my dear Toad Hall any more." "Cheer up, Toady," cried Badger encouragingly. "I'm going to tell you a secret. There's an underground passage from the river bank that leads right into the middle of Toad Hall, and there's a banquet there tomorrow night." "We shall creep out quietly," cried Mole. "With pistols and swords," shouted Rat. "And whack 'em and whack 'em," cried Toad in ecstasy. Next morning Toad slept till late. When he did come down to breakfast, he found that Rat was collecting swords and pistols. The Badger said that all they would need was sticks once they got into Toad Hall. "It's as well to be on the safe side," said Rat. Then Mole came in. He told them that he had been up to Toad Hall dressed in the old washerwoman's dress. He had spoken to the guards and told them that all the animals were going to attack Toad Hall from the outside. "Oh, you silly thing, Mole," cried Toad. "You've been and spoilt everything." But Badger could see the sense in what Mole had done. "Good Mole," he said approvingly. This made Toad a bit jealous, especially because he could not make out what it was that Mole had done that was so clever. So Mole took him outside and made Toad tell him about all his adventures from beginning to end.